Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina was sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah, we begin our class with the morning dua. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma bika asbahna wa bika amsayna wa bika nahya wa bika namut wa ilayka nushur. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا. اللهم زدني علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك وعلى طاعتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك. اللهم أدخلنا جنتك وأجرنا من النار وأجرنا من النار وأجرنا من النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Firstly, we'd like to welcome back all our sisters, and for those who just joined us today, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our heart, open our mind, that we can accept what Allah wants us to do and what the Prophet have taught us, and to stay away things that is not related to the teaching of Islam, basically things that we are used to do based on tradition, culture, because tradition and culture have no value in the sight of Allah in the Day of Judgment. Number one, let me convey some warm salam from the family from Japan to all our Jama'ah here, and also we ask Allah Rabbul Alameen to make us among the people who are always alert about the khutbatul hajah that we always begin every class here. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh and then وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ شُرُورِ أَنفُسِنَا وَسَيِّئَاتِ أَعْمَالِنَا. Now, why we remind the Jama'ah about the importance of remembering this khutbatul hajah? This khutbatul hajah is something that the Prophet always start to recite it before he give any advice. To the new married couple, khutbatul nikah also use this. Khutbatul Jum'at, khutbatul Eid al-Fitri, Eid al-Adha, every khutbah, important speech from our Prophet, he always start with this. Why he start with this? Because he want to remind his ummah, the best ummah, to always be thankful, be grateful to Almighty Allah, so that we will learn how to be grateful, be thankful to our parents. When you are thankful and grateful to Almighty Allah, then inshallah you also will be thankful and grateful to your parents. And then it goes on to those who are kind to you, those who always help you. And then the Prophet ﷺ also remind us to be humble. How to be humble? That means you must always remember you need Allah's help. Don't overconfident, thought that because of our skill, the knowledge, the talent we have, we thought that I don't need Allah, I have everything. No. Everything that you have also belongs to Allah. It's a gift from Allah to you, but because you are not thankful to Him, you're overconfident, you thought that this is your effort. No. We try our best, but it's Allah who gives us this knowledge, talents, and skill. But a lot of people, after people admire their talents, their skill, they forget of God. In the beginning, they're very humble. Everybody is very humble because they're nobody until somebody acknowledge, and promote their talent. Suddenly, they forget their origin. They forget who they are before. To the extent they even ignore their parents because now they are popular. Everywhere they go, they have followers, they have fans. They forget about their own family. This is what caused the downfall of human being. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't forget what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have ordained upon you. Then, in the same time, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam called us to ask Allah for guidance because we need ongoing guidance. We have been guided today, alhamdulillah, but if something happened to us, we hope somebody will act according to the guidance of Islam, not according to what they like to do. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also to make us among the people who always look into our inner self, our heart, our feeling, so that our intention that is very pure and sincere will not be corrupted. Sometimes our feeling can be corrupted very easily when Allah gives you more. How do you feel? No? If you are thankful, you are humble, alhamdulillah. If not, then you may overlook, then you start to have different feeling now toward each other. So we ask Allah to purify our inner self. Our intention may be good in the beginning, but in the middle, only Allah knows. Look at the family today. We start with a good family. We have a good intention, but halfway now we have a lot of family problems. Why? Because now the intention is starting to change from helping a person purely for the sake of Allah. You are helping a person with a hidden agenda. And that is the cause of the first corruption. When you are doing something purely not for Allah's sake, then you're opening up yourself to corruption. But when you help somebody purely for Allah, there's nothing for you to worry. You can sleep in peace. Because you are not doing for any other cause except to please Allah. And also the Prophet ﷺ reminds us that if you believe in Allah, you must prove, show your belief through action, not just lip service. Amal, amal. That's why Allah said, Allazina amanu wa amilu salihat. The person who believes in Allah is a person who are active in doing amal. Not said, yeah, I believe in Allah, my iman is okay, but how about your action? And that is not important. How can you say it's not important when Allah always link iman and amal together? Belief, action. Belief, action. Now, when we talk about action, amal, living, dying, there's a lot of things that we have to do. Then we must be very careful. We always ask Allah to guide us to make the right amal, the correct amal. Don't let us do amal that is destructive. That's not right. A lot of people who are doing a lot of activities today, but whether their amal is saleh or amal is taleh, is righteous deeds or it's just a deed that for your own interest and it's got a lot of problem to others. Anything we do, if for your own interest, not for the interest of the majority, that is a sign that this amal is not good. So we have to be very selective, be very careful in doing deeds. A lot of people are trying to do a lot of deeds, but the deed is not helping. You are supporting things that is wrong sometimes without you realizing. You have good intention. Good intention is not enough to allow you to do anything you like. Good intention must be guided by the guidance of Islam. What Allah said about good deeds, this is important. good deeds must follow the sunnah. If you do a deed that do not follow the sunnah, you don't consider it as good deed anymore. The feeling you think, I have good intention, is what the Satan is trying to put into your heart and your mind. It's okay as long as you are doing something good. Don't worry. Even it's not done by the Prophet, but your intention is good. No? If the Prophet is alive, maybe he will agree with you. They give you the idea sometimes. And give you some more information. You see, in the time of the Prophet, you have some Sahaba who do something else, and the Prophet agreed upon later on. Oh. So if the Prophet is alive, that means he will agree with you. Then you feel more, if you are brave now. Now not only you are doing it, you are promoting it. That's where all the innovation, all the thing that was not taught by the Prophet is so popular today. Now this is very important for us to have the right understanding, the right feeling. That's what Khutbatul Hajjah is. The ending of the Khutbatul Hajjah, anyone remember? What is the ending of Khutbatul Hajjah? Anybody remember? What is the ending of Innal Hamdalillah Nahmaduhu wa Nasta'inuhu wa Nastaghfiruh? What is the ending of the Khutbatul Hajjah? Yeah? No, that one is later on. No. The ending of Khutbatul Hajjah is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. That is the ending. Then is the second part. Then fa inna asdaqal hadith kitab Allah. The best speech is the speech of Allah. The best word is the word of Allah, and not the word of anybody but Allah. And then the best example is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's how it goes. But it ends the Khutbatul Hajjah in Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Meaning, don't forget that whatever you do, whatever prayer you are asking from Allah, don't commit shirk with Allah. Always make sure your aqidah, your belief is correct. That is very, very important. Why? Because if you don't understand this, very easily we get into shirk. We are going in now after this to continue about what is written on the book page 280 inshallah. And then, because you remember the best one of the dua of Yunus alayhi salam, La ilaha illa anta, acknowledge the oneness of Allah. Don't commit any shirk with Allah. Whatever happened to you, always make sure your aqidah is correct. La ilaha illa anta. There's none. No God. No one have any power except you, Allah. Subhanaka inni. You glorify Him, and then you admit your weaknesses. Inni kuntu minaz zalimin. I have wronged myself. The same go to Adam alayhi salam. Allah taught him to recite dua. Rabbana dhalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna khasirin. We have to admit, be humble to say that, oh, I have wronged myself. That means you are upholding the oneness of Allah, and make sure that whatever we do, we always try our level best to follow the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah have put a condition, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Say it, O Muhammad, to the people, if they love Allah, they have to follow you, your way, not our way. But the way of the messenger of Allah, then Allah will respond to your love. He accepts it. And then when Allah loves us, first thing that Allah do, He offer His forgiveness. The first thing that Allah loves to do is when you are trying to please Allah by following His messengers, teaching the Sunnah, not just anybody, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to forgive all of us. Because Allah knows we have done a lot of things that is not correct. He knows. We may not know, but Allah, the all-knowing, He's going to forgive us because you are coming back to Him. It's not what you have done before. The important thing that you are coming back to Allah and to follow the Sunnah. That is very important. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the past gone. You are just focusing about now I am coming back to Allah, do not commit any form of shirk, and I'm not going to follow other way more than the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now let us go back to the books. I think if I'm not wrong, according to my note here, it will be in page 280 today. Yeah, the prophets and the righteous. Is that the one the subtitle of the prophets and the righteous? Inshallah. Yeah. Now we know that we have prophets, not only one prophet, many prophets. From Adam to Prophet Muhammad, 120 over 1,000 of prophets. And we have righteous people. Okay, every prophet, they got good followers, very obedient followers of the prophet. They are the righteous people, including a lot of people who are still living today, who is following the teaching of the prophet. Then they become righteous. You don't consider yourself righteous without following. You can just be, I think I'm good, no problem. If a person say, no, if a person don't pray also become good, yeah, maybe. There's some truth in that saying, because there are a lot of people who don't pray, but they are very good people. There are a lot of not yet Muslim, are very good people. You want to know whether there's a lot of good people around you, you go to Japan, example. Very disciplined, very clean, very honest, very sincere. When they talk to you, they don't lie, they don't cheat. Simple. One price for everybody, whether you're from China, from Malaysia, one price. Price for the Japanese is also the same price for you. When you come to the Muslim country, only Allah knows. The Muslims say, this is my risky, When I look at the people differently, yeah, I got extra risky today, I can add some more. Now, this is the problem we are having. They are better than us when you talk about goodness. It is true. In people who are not yet Muslim, they are good. They are better than you in adab. But righteous is different. About this word, offering the blessing for acts of worship to the Prophet. Meaning, we are doing a lot of good things, and then we say this is a hadiah to Prophet Muhammad. Who are we to give hadiah when we are poorer than him? Spiritually, we are all very poor. Al-faqir la yu'ti. Poor people cannot give. Compare with Prophet Muhammad this, how can you compare with him and you? There's no way to compare. Yeah. So, we can't just do an act of worship. Sometimes say, let us recite Al-Fatiha and we give hadiah to Prophet Muhammad. It's good to recite Fatiha, it's the Quran. But why you start to have the feeling that you can give your Fatiha to the Prophet? That the Prophet need your Fatiha. He don't need any of it. He just need you to follow his teaching. But if the Prophet taught us to recite Fatiha each time you visit the Prophet's grave and you make Fatiha and give sadaqah to him, then you have to do it. Because he taught us to do that, but none in his teaching. Yeah. But you have a lot of good people who have good intention. Yeah, the adab of when you want to make prayer, praise Allah and make salawat upon the Prophet, and then you face Qibla. You don't even face his graveyard. No, face the Qibla, because you are asking from Allah. And this is shown by the Khalifa, Omar, example. When the Prophet was alive, people would go to him and ask him for guidance, ask him for advice, ask him to pray for them. When the Prophet passed away, even Omar, when there's an issue, he didn't went to the grave of the Prophet. He was very close to the Prophet. And he is one of the father-in-law of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he will go to Ibn Abbas, who is still alive, and ask him. For those who are still living, and you know they are good people, righteous people, you can. Please, Sheikh, don't forget to make dua for me when you're traveling. You can do that. Let us look into Surah Al-Baqarah. Sister Rohani, get ready inshallah. Surah Al-Baqarah verse 165. 165. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَندَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. Can you recite the meaning in English?
And there are some among men who take for themselves objects of worship besides Allah, and whom they love as they love Allah. And those who believe are stronger in love for Allah. And oh, that those who are unjust had seen, when they see the chastisement, that the power is wholly Allah's, and that Allah is severe in requiting evil.
This ayah is also something to remind us that there are a group of people who love another person to the extent that they love that person more than they love Allah Rabbul Alameen. Sometimes, you see, you love your teacher, but you can love your parent, yes, love your wife, yes, love your husband, yes, love your children, yes, but you cannot love anyone more than Allah Rabbul Alameen. Yeah? But Allah is telling us the real believer. A true believer is a person who loves Allah above everything. You can see that, brothers and sisters, if you develop the love towards Allah more than anything, you feel so free to do what Allah wants you to do. You don't have fear anymore. Today we have so much fear. I know this is what Allah wants me to do, but another but comes in. So oily, covered with all the cholesterol, and they cannot move, if the blood cannot flow anymore. Just example. It's not that you cannot love them, but you must make sure that your love towards Allah is number one. It's just like what Allah said to us. Do we fear things in life? Do we have the feeling of fear towards anything? Do we have feeling of fear, sisters? Yes. Normally, we fear humans sometimes, that it may cause harm to you. We fear even small insects sometimes. Yeah. Rats, all these cockroaches, lizards so tiny. They're running away from you, you jump already, and then you got injured yourself. You spring your leg, Allah. You say, what happened? You run away. That the fear is common. You must have that feeling, because that feeling helps you actually, make you very alert. If not, then you don't care what is happening around you. You must have that feeling. But Allah said, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ. The first thing I'm going to test you is fear. And then Allah said in the other ayah, وَخْشَوْنِي وَلَا تَخْشَوُ النَّاسِ وَخْشَوْنِي. Don't fear human. Fear me first. I am the one who created everyone, and I'm the one who control everyone. When you fear me, you feel free. Even a revert, when they fear Allah more, they feel free to practice the deen. They love their parent, but the fear is no more there. But when the fear is there, you just cannot move. You just cannot do what you want to do, what you have to do. You want to pray also, you hide, because the fear is there. This is for reverts. The same for non-Muslims sometimes. Sometimes you fear your husband, so you want to wear hijab also. You can't do that because your husband says, I don't like you to wear all this hijab. You look old, you look ugly. When I married you, you're not like that. Remember, I married you when you are so modern, so pinkish, you know, with the flower here, flower. Where is your flower now? No. So normally, sometimes people attracted you because of the beauty, and now after marrying you, you are trying to cover this kind. You look like old woman. Astaghfirullah. So because of your fear towards your husband, you tend to go against Allah. But you can still show your husband. You can tell him, darling, I still love you. You are my darling, you are my sweetheart, you are my moon, my sun, you can say everything. But you know, I'm trying to please Allah so that Allah protect us. And my beauty is for you, not just for anybody. I will still decorate in front of you, no problem. No. Then you can just soft approach to him and make him understand that you are not extremists, no. You are just trying to be a good Muslim for your husband, because that is the duty of the husband to guide the wife. And he failed because why? He feared his friend. What his friend going to say? What happened to your wife, man? Yeah. And normal people say, when she joined Arqam, they told Arqam people, nothing to do with Arqam or Rakam or anything, but it's just when you know that you have to cover, you cover. Example, yeah? It's like our children fear towards their peers, their friend. That's why they don't want to cover themselves. And they may cover in front of you, outside of you, yallah, and all goes. Why? Because the fear towards their peers. But if they fear Allah, this is how I am. I'm a Muslim. Yeah? So I eat like a Muslim, I drink like a Muslim, I make sure I eat halal and drink halal, and I dress like a Muslim. That's how I behave, because I am a Muslim. Finished. Now, the fear, yeah. So offering the blessing for acts of worship to the Prophet is not from the Sunnah. Traveling specifically to visit the grave of the Prophet and other righteous people is also not a Sunnah. If you are in Medina, you so happen you are in Medina, of course, it's good to visit the grave of the prophets. Yeah. It's good to visit Baqi' for the male. Yeah. Because male is been tested more than the female outside, because the male always go outdoor. Female more are indoor. So when you always are outdoor, you'll be tested more. And that's why they bring problem back home. You know? We are at home, you know, preparing everything, give the best, but they went out for also doing something that is good, but they are exposed to many things. So the man is encouraged to go to visit graveyard. But our men hardly want to go to graveyard. They want to go to shopping complex, you know, Bukit Bintang and all this, Raja Chulan, you know, all the very active area. So they are exposed to a lot of bad environment. Yeah? Men hardly, their heart is attached to the malls, attached to the classes, religious classes, and so on. Yeah? So they are more exposed. It's good to visit the graveyard, but not traveling specifically to visit certain grave. Like people want to, before when I was in Syria in the late 70s, Syria, the Masjid Umayyah, one of the main mosques, a very ancient mosque. It's like you go to Kashmir, you have a very ancient mosque built by the Mongolians, you know. Beautiful, you know. All the pillars is made from the pine trees. You know, the pine trees, the tree that they use that as a pillar. Beautiful. Allahu Akbar. Now, in Syria, Mr. Umayyah, according to some of them, claim that is the Prophet Yahya tomb is in that mosque. When I was in Syria, I went. Yeah, I see a lot of people will come and ask for special blessing and so on. Yeah? Traveling specifically with the grave of the prophets and other righteous people is not from the Sunnah. No? But when you are there, you want to visit, is okay. Yeah, you cannot say it's a Sunnah. No, because the Prophet never said so. Yeah? Only the Prophet that will ever come to Medina, and my mosque is starting from his mosque, not his grave. It's the mosque of the Prophet. And you pray, each prayer you get 1,000 rewards. And then the Prophet said, you can travel and you can prepare to go through some hardship for 3 masjid. Masjid al-Haram, Masjid Medina, and Masjid Al-Aqsa. No problem. You want to save some money, to go there, to save some money is not easy, but for these 3 masajid, you can, because the Prophet said so. And nothing to do with the graveyard. If you go to Al-Aqsa, it's not important to look for where is Moses' graveyard, where is the Jesus. Moses, we know that no one knows where is his graveyard. But if you go to tour in so-called Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, you will see they will bring you to the tomb of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Only Allah knows. This is what people claim, and people try to get more money from the visitors. Think you are to give in to the Prophet don't need any money. You know, money cannot help you. No. But why they do that? Because they feel that by doing that they can get some recommendation from the Prophet. You know, we are not bakhil. You come and you give sadaqah. Prophet cannot accept sadaqah when they are alive. How can they accept it after they are dead? No. Just example, but people give you the idea. Give. Who is going to benefit? The one who take care of them. I know last time when I was not yet a Muslim, I always served the temple. And I love to serve the temple because there's always food for you in the temple. You don't have to worry about your risk. You know, there's always people bring fruits, people build ayam and all this. No, a lot of food. They thought that they want to offer to the idols. They know they can't eat. But later on, when people get smarter and smarter, they only send plastic fruits. And, so it's time for us to make hijrah now. There's no more food there because they know they can't eat. At the end of the day, get rotten and waste. So they give plastic. 1 year once they come and change. You know, things have changed a lot. Now let us look into the third one, asking the visitors of the grave of the Prophet or other righteous people to convey their salam to them. Now let us understand this ayat again. Yeah? You can look in Surah An-Nisa. Check Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa was 64. Yeah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Surah An-Nisa was 64. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ رَسُولٍ إِلَّا لِيُطَاعَ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ وَلَوْ أَنَّهُمْ إِذَا ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ جَاءُوكَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا اللَّهَ وَاسْتَغْفَرَ لَهُمُ الرَّسُولُ لَوَجَدُوا اللَّهَ تَوَّابًا رَحِيمًا. Meaning,
and we do not send any apostle but that he should be obeyed by Allah's permission. And had they, when they were unjust to themselves, come to you and asked forgiveness of Allah, and the messenger had also asked forgiveness for them, they would have found Allah oft returning to mercy, the merciful.
Allahu Akbar. Now this is the subahat of what is happening. Allah Rabbul Alameen is telling us that He never sent a messenger except for all of us to learn through the messengers, so that we follow the messengers who follow Allah's command. Yeah? Because the messenger here is to invite their followers to believe in Allah, yeah, to be obedient to Allah. Now, Allah is telling us, majority of us have done wrong to ourselves. We have committed a lot of zulm to ourselves. Yeah? By not following what Allah wants us to do, following our own desire, is a zulm. Then they will come to the Prophet and ask the Prophet to pray for them. And the Prophet will pray for them, and may Allah forgive their sin and accept their tawbah. Now, some people use this ayah to say, you see, you can go to the Prophet's grave and ask him to pray for you. Allah said so, they say. Now, how do you understand this ayah? This ayah is telling us, yes, you can go to the Prophet when the Prophet is alive. The meaning of you come to the Prophet when he is alive, and then he also may ask Allah to forgive you. Of course, the prayer of the Prophet is very powerful. But now you have people who will still go to all this grave of the prophets and so-called righteous people and asking them to pray, may Allah forgive their sin. No. The ayah is talking about those who are still alive. Now, if you have something that is very wrong that you have done, then you can go to the Prophet, you go to the righteous people and ask them, yeah, for guidance, and ask them how to make istighfar, and ask them to ask Allah to forgive you. Can. It's like we parents ask Allah, oh Allah, protect my children, forgive their sin. Can we do that? We should do that. But our children, are they very hard on us? Sometimes, yeah. We cannot imagine how can they treat us like that. Sometimes people don't understand, whether this kind of info have reached all of you or not. I just share you. There is a young boy whose parents have passed away. The one who brought him up is the grandmother. And the grandmother is still alone. No more grandfather. The only thing the grandmother always reminds the son, go to school. Eh? Yeah, go to school. So they went to school. The children, of course, sometimes you go, sometimes you don't go. The grandmother always go to school, go to school. But alhamdulillah, with the will of Allah, this young boy keep on going to school, and until he grow big, he become a teacher, a good teacher. When he became a teacher, because he is a very good teacher, a lot of other schools want to offer him a job, but it's outside from his village. He just can't accept the offer, even to give him good salary, allowances. He said no. Why? Because he only have one grandmother who he must take care of the grandmother. No one else is there. And this grandmother now have Alzheimer. But he always wearied, go to school, go to school. Other things he don't really remember anymore. Then the local school offered him, and he said to the principal, yes, one condition. You allow me to bring my grandmother to school. Because I can't leave my grandmother, she is Alzheimer. Anything can happen to her. I don't want to leave her alone. So the principal agreed. Because he's a very good teacher, very committed teacher. And he's teaching all the primary school. And now he will always bring the grandmother will sit behind. And all the children will look at the teacher and look back. Look at the teacher, look back. Why this old lady is behind us? And so they talked to the parent. The parent was very upset. What is he doing? Why you allow a grandmother, an adult, to be in the same class with all of my children? They complained to the principal. Oh, this is wrong. And the young, sometimes people also, boys also, sometimes they, why this old lady here? So one day, the grandmother just walked out. Suddenly he realized the grandmother is not there. He ran out and called the student, please look for my grandmother. And while they are running here and there, at last they found her walking on the street. Yeah, the street. They managed to find, and then the son managed to found the grandmother. Alhamdulillah. She was so happy when he saw the grandmother. He embraced her, said, where are you going, grandma? We miss you a lot. And then some children who was also looking, and their parent was so happy they were around, also followed them to look for this grandmother, this young elderly lady. And they look at how the son embraced the grandmother. The children start to hold the hand of their mother. They start to have that impact, the feeling. So the principal have a meeting with the PIBG. You all did complain to me about why. That we allowed him to bring his grandmother to the class. Now I want to tell all of you what happened. Number one, nobody is at home to take care of the grandmother. The grandmother never disturbed anyone in the classroom. Just quiet, just there, because she liked to be in the school environment. Then she's sure that the grandson is in school. She can hear the voice, and she knows that the grandson is in school. He said, what he is doing is a very noble act. Where can you find a person who cares for the grandmother like this man? We do not know what will happen to all of us when we get old. The best the children can do is chuck you in the old folks' home, because they love you. They love you, they chuck you, they pay, and then they'll come and see you once in a month because they love you. They have to take care of you. It's how that you want your children to take care of you, by sending you to old folks' home. You never send your children to the orphanage. You never send them. I love my children, I cannot take care, I send you to the orphanage. No, you take care of them. You feed them. You dress them. You nag at them. But you still love them. You scold them, but you still cook for them. Now the parent realized, how can they be so inhuman, to get angry with the teacher who is taking care of the grandmother? This is some feeling. So normally, we always ask forgiveness for our children. But we do not know our children ask forgiveness for us or not. In general, I think those who are not righteous children, they don't do that. They feel it's a nuisance. Sometimes they don't even want to mention their mother's name. There are some children like that. Don't mention. Some they don't want to mention their father's name. But father are very smart. They like to corrupt their children. Each time they don't care. But once a while they visit their children, they bring gift. They give sweets. Oh, that's why the children always say, my father number one. Of course, we are taking care day in, day out. And then they always praise their father. I think if we can pinch them, we're going to pinch them again. But anyhow, we pinch them, they suffer and they cry. We have to take care of them again. Yeah? But this ayat is to tell us that you can ask when they are still alive. But when the prophet pass away or righteous people pass away, you don't go to their grave and ask them to pray for you anymore. Yeah? Asking the visitors of the grave of the prophet or other righteous people to convey the salam to them, you know. Calling the visitors of the grave of the prophets or some righteous people, give them a name, is a pilgrim. Now you have tour, sometimes this tour package. Pilgrimage to where? Pilgrimage only to Mecca. You call pilgrimage. Other than Mecca, don't use this term pilgrimage. No. Because there is no pilgrimage other than to go to Mecca to perform Umrah and Hajj. Yeah? Touching and kissing the graves of the prophets and other righteous people is not the teaching of our Prophet. You love them, yes, visit, give salam, face the Qibla, make dua. Making tawaf around the grave of the prophets and other righteous people. This is very common if you go to Qum. You know where it's Qum? This is where Ayatollah Khomeini's tomb is. People are doing tawaf. Last week I received some kind of info from a very close friend. I don't know why he sent this information to me. He sent it to me and asked me, wow, you become so popular. I said, why? He said, no, the street da'wah now is going on in Bukit Bintang, and there's a group of people is promoting who is Hussain, knowing Hussain. He said, wow, you know, people are going and introduce you. I said, no, like you joke with me. He said, yeah, your name is there. Of course, my name can be there anywhere, but that is not me, it's for other people. It so happens there's a group of Malaysian Muslims who are going out and trying to tell the world that this man, this Hussain, is very, very important. We make shahadat, la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah khalas. Of course, we respect all the family of the prophets. We respect all the companions of the prophet. But who is more important? To know Allah and the prophet or to know Hussain? What kind of message they are trying to reach out to the public? Here one group is calling people to Islam, and another group is calling to people, no, if you say, no, what is Islam? Wow, it's beautiful. You see what we are facing today? May Allah protect our iman, and also give guidance to these people who may have good intention but wrong ideas. Who doesn't love Hussain? Every Muslim who follow Quran Sunnah should love the family of the Prophet. Hussain, Hassan, Fatima, we should love them. Because these are people who the Prophet loved. And the grandson, their daughter, Fatima, is one of the only daughter who survived after the Prophet passed away. But not to the extent to worship any one of them. No. Even you go to Makkah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. That's all. Labbaik la sharika laka, no shirik, no shirik. All to Allah, all to Allah. Not even the name of the Prophet mentioned, because we are going to worship Allah, to glorify Allah. But then you have another group, Labaika, Hussain, Labaika. What are you trying to tell the world? Answer is given already. Making tawaf around the grave of the prophets or any righteous people is again the teaching of the Quran and the Sunnah. Yeah. The only tawaf that the Muslim can do is only Makkah, in front of Kaaba. That is the only tawaf. Yeah. That is commanded by Allah. That is commanded by Allah. You cannot perform Umrah, Hajj without that. Number 7, visiting Yahya's alayhi salam, Prophet Yahya tombs in the Umayyad mosque in Damascus. I explained earlier, I was there before. On Saturday morning, and believing that doing that for 40 times is a means of atonement. All these have no basis in the Quran and Sunnah. We all are being commanded to worship only Allah, to ask anything to Allah. But the Prophet ﷺ was here to teach us. But in the same time, the Prophet did allow that if you want something from someone who is still living, you can go and ask them to pray for you, to help you, the physical thing, no problem. No problem. You can make anybody who's traveling say, Ustaz, don't forget to pray. It's good because the traveler's dua is powerful. Number 8, believing that the supplication are acceptable by the graves of the Prophet and other righteous people. Now, it's good to visit the grave because the Prophet encouraged the male especially. But when you make prayer, what did the Prophet taught us when you visit the graveyard? Give salam to the people of the grave. We give salam. Don't have to wait for them to respond. Just you give salam, one way. The salam to the graveyard is a one way. You don't have to wait. There's no response. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. No response. Assalamu alaikum. You want them to respond. When you respond, you get to leave the grave. And you cannot stay there anymore. Alhamdulillah. No, the response only from the living. Even you look at the adab entering a house. When you go to a Muslim home, you give salam. Assalamu alaikum once. No response. Assalamu alaikum twice, no response. Assalamu alaikum third time, and you can feel somebody is inside, but they are not responding to your salam. Leave that house. Don't go in anymore. Some problem is going on inside. Yeah. They are not ready to receive any guests. Yeah, they have some problem. Yeah. So leave. There is the adab. Even the people is still alive. You give salam 3 times, no answer, you leave. You go to the graveyard, there is no adab for the dead people to respond. But for the living, the Prophet said, Haqqul Muslim ala Muslim sittun. The responsibility, the right of the Muslim to enter the Muslim is there are 6. Number 1, when you meet, you give salam. And the one who hear you giving salam must respond. Giving salam is sunnah. Respond, the salam is wajib. So are you going to wait for the people in the grave to give salam to you? Alhamdulillah. The hadith don't apply for those who have passed away. Just apply for those who are living. Yeah? And this is very important, yeah, to understand. Then we make dua. Allahumma ighfir lahu warhamhu wa'afi. That's what we have to do. You know? They have left us. Sooner or later we are going to follow suit. You know? It's a reminder for the living that one day we are going there too. Yeah? Number 9, putting curtain around the prophet or righteous people's grave. And this is also, you know, when you want to decorate this, people who do that is just like how the mushrikeen have done that. Somebody is so honorable, yeah, heroes pass away, they start to build a tomb. Later on, they put curtain, they make it so sacred that, you know, you want to see them, You must pay. Then I open. All this become a business, a big business. You know. That's why the Prophet's graveyard, he also reminded people not to commit shirk through him. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ قَبْرِ عِيدًا, the Prophet said. Don't make my grave like a place of festival. Yeah? You just come, give salam, khalas, go. Don't come and make tawaf there, put flowers, make curtains and all this. Don't have to do that. Yeah? Because this will bring people to commit shirk again. If you look at the history of the beginning of shirk, it did not begin in the time of Adam and Eve. Their children, Habil, Qabil, they never commit shirk. They may commit other sin, killing each other out of jealousy, but they never commit shirk. In the time of Enoch, no shirk. Idris' time, no shirk. Shirk started again in the time of Noah alayhi salam. That's why Noah have to call his people he have to do da'wah, calling his people 950 years. 950 years making da'wah. We don't even involve in da'wah for 9 days. First prophet is Adam, then Idris. But the first messenger, when you say messengers, that means there is a mission. The earlier prophet, no mission, just take care of their family, remind them. But the mission start in the time of Noah, because shirk, human, worshipping idols, worshipping images started at the time of Noah. That's why Allah command Noah to call his qawm back to Allah and abandon shirk. And when you want to call people back to Allah, it's very difficult when your wife against you and your children against you. So happened. Yeah. One of the sons of Noah refused. He said, my father is crazy. Now when you fail to invite any of your immediate family, then the public say, see, he's calling people. Even his own son go against him. Even their wife go against him. Why must we follow him? And that's why Islam always start, Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. But a messenger is a messenger. If your children refuse, if your wife refuse, that's why Allah said, your children and your spouses can be your enemy. Allah said that. So don't stop doing what you have to do because of them. You have to invite them, remind them. But if they refuse to follow, that will not stop you from doing what you must do. It's like our children, if they don't believe in us, they don't want to follow us, are you going to stop? At least you save yourself and do what you can, save other family, no problem. Don't let them stop you from doing what you must do, because sometimes people say, see, look into your households first. Yeah, we try. But it's wrong when you don't do anything at the household. You must do, but you must not stop from doing other things. That's how Islam grows. Everybody play a part. If you don't have the means to support, make dua. May these missionaries go out safely and come home safely. May Allah help them. This is how we move on. Yeah? It's very important. Believing, and putting curtain around the Prophet righteous grave. Number 10, believing that sustenance and victory are granted to a town because of the grave of a specific righteous person in it, also is proven wrong. If they believe that in Jerusalem there is the grave of Ibrahim alayhi salam, in Syria there is a tomb of Yahya alayhi salam. Now you know what's happening to all this country. A lot of things bad is happening in the country. If you believe that when there is a tomb there, a righteous person's grave is there, that means this country will be blessed, there will be peace. This is not from the Sunnah and from the Quran. Yeah? Believing that various tombs are specialized in curing specific diseases or fulfilling specific wishes also is shirk. Yeah? That common sense will tell you it's wrong. Even he is a heart specialist, ENT specialist, is a close friend. When he was alive, you have any problem, you go and see him, he gives you some medication. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, cure. Yeah, sometimes you have certain people who Allah give them certain gift that they can give you a medication just fit you. It works. Now he died. Are you still going to go to his grave? Hey, doctor, remember lah. You remember me? I'm your old friend. I always see you when you're alive. Now I still have pain, man. Do you think you go to the grave and talk to him like that? And then you go and buy a few medication first in big pharmacy maybe, and like you have been doing before, and then show it to him. You say, this is the medication, remember? Is this okay for me? Do you think you're going to do that? If you want to do, you can do. Yeah? But the people who is around there say, I think this person is not having some problem here. No? You still go and talk to the dead people. You know? Yeah, some people go there and talk like they are, you know, so in love. You know, remember, you know, agreement, love you so much, darling. If your children see you like this, I think my mother having problem already. You have good feeling, but you don't have to go to the grave and talk to them. You just try to remember what they want you to do that is, yeah, not against the Quran Sunnah. Do it. Get close to their friend, yeah, their family members. Make dua for them. If they always recite one dua with you when they are alive, keep on, yeah, reciting the same dua. And this is something very good. Yeah? If this thing really exists, you don't have to have a lot of hospital anymore. No? You don't have to waste time and have clinic, this clinic, that clinic, this special. You just go to the tomb, yeah, clinic, from the dead to the living. I think if you come up the clinic, it may attract some customer, you know. Some people, oh, this one, and shaitan will play his role. Shaitan will play his role. You go there, it so happen that you cured. Then you see, that place is going to be, you know, a lot of people will make a pilgrimage to that area now. It happened, no? My friend was cured, that friend was cured. Wow. And shaitan can do that. Yeah? With the will of Allah, of course. Yeah? The last thing that I'd like to share for today, giving sensitivity to trees, stone around a wali's tomb, and believing that anyone who remove or cut them will be harmed. And this is another problem. And we all have this problem until today. Because the weakness of our iman, people are aware of the weaknesses of our iman. Yeah. Our neighbors sometimes, who love to go to the tree. They start from tree. When they want to start an empty land, nothing, there's no reason. They start from a tree. They look at the tree, this tree don't seem quite big, and then look a bit screen. They start to put a small thing there first. Without you realize, the thing is growing beside the tree. And suddenly they have a big space for them. They're starting to build a temple. And the worst thing, we dare not even cut that tree. From a tree, and then there's a small, we know something is going on, but we dare not cut that tree. This kind of tree, you should cut it off. Because this tree is going to commit shirk. People are committing through this tree. Cut it off. Bismillah. وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَاقَ الْبَاطِلَ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. But can you imagine, even the one who have the authority, there's no, this is not your land, you have no right to do anything. Come with the bulldozer to then not go in. Can you imagine this is what is happening? Allah musta'an. And that is what happened. But alhamdulillah, the Muslim never used that. The Muslim never just put a small image of a mosque, a surau near a tree. If we do that, they will come and destroy it. No? But when other people do that, they dare not. From a normal tree, now the tree becomes so sacred. If the tree can speak, they say, what are you doing to me? Get out from my place. I'm just a tree. Don't you understand? I'm a tree. But what can you do? When shirk is going to happen, stone sometimes. People look at the stone, the shape of the stone, or now the big one is gone, small one. The one that is coming into you. And the green one, the red one, the ruby. Oh, this is not an ordinary stone. Look at the color. Look at the color. Of course, it's a color stone. You can see the moon inside. You see the moon is inside now. Astaghfirullah. You know there's a line there, the splitting of the moon. The Prophet split the moon when he wanted a miracle of the birth of Prophet Muhammad. The moon was split into two. Wow. Why? It makes sense, man. So don't think that this is not normal stone. This stone will protect you. Will make you strong, bulletproof, waterproof. I do that. Some people have crazy ideas. And even people who are so intelligent, sometimes they get caught in this spiritual thing. I tell you, sir, you are the luckiest person. This the last one. I'm going already, but God sent me to you. And this is for you. Please. Don't leave me without purchasing. You have to buy. But sometimes I've said to all of you, sometimes somebody was walking around the bank, suddenly you come out from the bank, then he approach you. I've seen you before. You are a very important person. You feel good. Hey, then I become important. You know, there's a lot of future for you. I want to share with you some good news. Now, if you are not strong, good news. I'm special. I'm popular. Wow. Show me your hand. Now he started showing me your hand. So he looked at you. Wow. You are going to be rich. In 2 years' time. No, there's a lot of happening in your life. All the good things. Then you try to pull your hand immediately. Next time people come and ask for your hand, you put it and say, no, it's okay, just 20 ringgit also, no problem. Why you ask me for 20 ringgit when you can see, you better look at your hand. And if you want fast money, you just go into the bank and call the bank people, show their hand, and then they'll give you more money. One time I say, thank you, brother. We don't believe in that. Sometimes people have crazy ideas and they are very smart, especially to the woman. Wow, this thing will protect you, protect your husband, Your husband will love you, always love you so crazy that he never look for another woman. Wow. I think I'm going to buy minimum 1,000. No problem, you don't have cash, you can go to the ATM machine. I can wait for you. Sometimes things happens, But sometimes there's some knowledge, of course, of people who have some knowledge. When they look, they know the blood flow, whether you are a healthy person. That one is okay. It's not talking the unseen. Healthy person, that is okay. Maybe people they know, like the Chinese map, they go, oh, your blood flow is okay. Because they learn that art because of the veins. That one is different. They want to urut, they urut, no problem. I just came back from Penang a few days ago. I remember a shop they call Kung Fu Noodle. That shop also Kung Fu noodle. I passed through that shop many times, but I do not know that it's a Muslim one. It so happened the chef is one of our friends from China. When the younger brother came, I met him about a month ago at my class, Menara Polo. He said, my brother is in Penang. He's working with this new restaurant, Chinese, China and Malaysia friendly kind of project, you know, friendship project. Very well known for ramen. But only the location is out from the normal shop, food area. And they cook Kung Fu noodle. They don't put halal logo there. And then of course people who don't understand, that means it's not for the Muslim. Yeah, but people who know, alhamdulillah. So my last trip 2 days ago, my sister came and said, where should we go for dinner? I said, I think I remember this. I've never been there, let us go. And then I went into the restaurant. I know that brother is there, but I've never seen him for quite some time. No, we knew them from the 80s. We went to Urumqi. They were there operating a restaurant in Urumqi, Xinjiang before. So I just walk in, I just show my face, I see whether anybody recognize me or not. Neither they recognize me. And I went to the kitchen and show my face, and nobody recognized me. So I said, maybe he's not here today. So while we are ordering the food, the Penang guy, we said, can you ask anybody, you have a chef here, or anybody who's from China mainland? Ah, yes, the one in the kitchen, the chef. Okay, can you go and ask him, do he know a brother named Abu Bakr? Do he have a brother named Abu Bakr, the younger brother? If he said yes, you said, then Abu Bakr teacher is here. Yeah. Ahong is here. Ahong is the imam. Yeah. So they went in, then he came out. Then he realized when he said, oh, see, long time no see, say yes, but your brother I met, he told me that you are here. Oh yes, then. And he is very good in acupuncture too. And my brother loved him to look at his hands, see how about his health. Whether then he looked at him and said, you have this issue a bit, you have a lot of cholesterol there, you know. And then he admit, yeah, you seem to have a lot of knowledge. He said, yeah, we learn. We Chinese always go for all this. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, we eat, and then at the end of the day, we want to pay. They said the chef have paid. Alhamdulillah, risky again. No, people can look, if they want to look for help, we don't mind, but of course you have to go and check again. This is just, maybe they have some way of knowing, yeah? When they press, pressure, see your color, whether it's reddish or very pale and so on, they may know something about that. Yeah? But don't believe that this tree, stone, yeah, ruby, and jade have something. Yeah? It's just a stone, no problem. Yeah? You want to wear, you wear just a stone. Last one, supplicating to the dead prophets or righteous people and asking them to grant them certain wishes is against the teaching of Islam, and none been done by the companion of the Prophet. They live in the best time with the Prophet. None of them will go to the grave of the Prophet to ask him for anything after he passed away. But they still know certain Sahaba where the Prophet recommend, if you want, go and ask Ibn Abbas, go and ask Abu Zar al-Ghifari. Yeah? Certain companions, their prayers is very, very powerful. So the Prophet acknowledged that. Yeah? So inshallah, may Allah give us the right understanding what to do, what not to do, yeah, after the burial, yeah, of Muslims, and especially for those who are not yet Muslim, we just can pay their graveyard a visit and nothing else. Just visit, yes, is allowed by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if there's any question now. We open for Q&A. Fatafaddal. Question from the sisters, if there's any.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. One good thing to all our sisters here, we hope you all will remind other sister, when we offer a salam to anybody, we have to give time for them to respond first. Yeah? So, Assalamu alaikum, and keep on, and immediately ask a question, because the one you offer salam to, they must respond, and then you continue. Good, alhamdulillah.
Sheikh, I am invited to a church wedding. It's my nephew's wedding. Should I attend or not?
I may just share with you what happened in a time of Umar ibn Khattab, the second caliph. When the Muslim was at the gate of what you call that time like Jerusalem today, they got a wali kota, chief among them. Yeah. They said, we will not pass the key of Jerusalem except to your leader. So Omar was summoned. He was the Caliph. And then they passed it to him. That means you can enter. When he went to Jerusalem, he was invited to perform his prayer in one of the churches. Yeah. He was going to pray already. But he was very worried that if he were prayed there, in the future the Muslims say, Omar have prayed here, so you must fight and change it to a mosque. A church is a church. Unless the church want to turn it to the mosque, you are welcome. Like in Europe, most of the old churches is been go for on sale. And the Muslim will buy it and then turn it into the mosque. Of course, now it's your property, you can change. Then Omar worried that people will come and ask and demand that this church to be turned into the mosque. So he excused himself. He was there already. But the worry in him, he excused himself and he went opposite the Beit al-Laham, where Jesus was born, and then he performed prayer in an open area. Now that is why if you go to Bethlehem, they say, you'll find the opposite of the church is Masjid Omar. They have a masjid called Masjid Omar. This is where Omar performed his prayer. Now this shows that if you know your limitation, you can go. There's nothing wrong. You don't get involved in their ritual, you can be there. Yeah, you can be there. But if you are worried that you may cause fitna, then you just excuse yourself. Yeah. That's how you arrange everything. Yeah. You have to value the thing by yourself. Normally when my cousin sister who are very church going person invite me to follow her to go to the church that she always go every Sunday, I went with her. But when they do the ritual, I don't participate. And after that, she asked me, how do you feel? I said, I feel that guy is lying. Yeah, that guy is talking a lot of things against what Jesus said, you know. Said, how can you say that? I said, it's true because I know what Jesus said. No. And then after that, I say, next time you don't have to follow me anymore. But you must be alert. You must know. If you have some knowledge, it's good. You know? It's just like, you just remember when the Prophet started his mission, he started his mission in Mecca. Mecca, Kaaba, is surrounded by idols. And there have been an idol inside Kaaba. 300 over idols is around Kaaba. And the Prophet is there. But he's not worshipping the idols, he don't believe, but he's doing his dawah. If you think that you can do something, it's good. And observe what they are doing. And then you can come back and share with us, this is what you have seen, and then let us give you some knowledge in the future. You can talk to your family members. You know, just create the something in them so that they start to think. And this is what I do to my cousins. Then she recommend me, you don't have to follow me anymore. I said, I want to know what Jesus said. But he is not talking the way that Jesus have said. He's using his own word, his thinking is not from Jesus. That's why I feel very hurt. I feel very sad. You know, because he's lying in the name of Jesus. Then I shared with her, I said, if you want to know more about Jesus from our point of view, from Islamic perspective, I'll give you the Quran. She dare not even want to hold the Quran. No. Yeah. We are not supposed. I said, no, it's just a book. You can give me the Bible. I have 3 kind of Bible at home. The book is a book. It's up to you to read and let you value it by yourself later on. But because they were taught not to touch the Quran. We also have problems. We also don't allow the not yet Muslim to touch the Quran. Then how can they know what is written in the Quran? There's so beautiful verses and then talk about Mary, talk about Jesus. They don't even know. Just an example. Now, Sister Fauzia. Next. You can, yeah, if you think you, yeah, first try is good, but you know your limit, what you can participate, what you can't. You just be sure. Yeah, then you are Christian, so it's easier. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum, Ustaz.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sorry, my voice is going. Okay, whenever I leave home, because I'm usually the last to leave, I usually make a dua, tawakal to Allah.
Allah.
Now when I come home, I'm supposed to give my salams to the angels who've been there guarding my house. So I don't give the normal salam. I usually say Assalamu alayna wa la ibadillahi salihin.
Salihin.
But so, because if you say the normal salam, it's wajib for a reply. And then I was told that you get sick if you hear a reply in an empty house.
Yep.
So anyway, why is that when we go and visit the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu tomb, that we offer a normal salam? Why is it allowed?
Correct. Now the question from Sister Fauzia is, when you go to the graveyard, you give a salam, a different kind of salam. Assalamu alayka ya ahl al-qubur wa ahl al-diyam min al-mu'minin wa muslimin. It's not Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's not like that. Okay? You just mention the people of the grave. When you enter an empty house, especially you know that you left home and then now you are coming home, nobody is there, but you have made dua, tawakkal, then Allah will send angel inshallah to protect the house. Then when you want to come into an empty home, you give salam. You don't give Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You just Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin, to the righteous, the good people, the good spirit inside here. And you don't wait for them to salam. The third one is about when you visit the graveyard of Prophet Muhammad, even Abu Bakr and Omar, then you mention their name. Assalamu alayka ayuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Abu Bakr as-Siddiq wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. One thing in that graveyard, the house of the Prophet, only 3 graves. It's known to everybody. It's not anyone, but only 3 graves. And the salam that we are offering was taught, yeah, the way by our Prophet ﷺ to give salam. Yeah. Just to, even like if you go to the graveyard, you give salam to general public first, everybody, and you can make a special dua to the graveyard you are visiting. We do this because it's part of the sunnah for us to do that. And the other one, we don't do that because there is no instruction, guidance for us to do that. And that's how we, there's a difference.
That means when we say that when we give salams to the 3 graves, we shouldn't expect
No,
a
sir.
reply.
Yeah, don't expect. It's just our dua to them. Yeah. All the salam is an act of dua. It's not asking them anything. No. But the beauty of only the Prophet ﷺ, if you make salawat upon me, no, the angel will always convey that to me. And then, man salla alayya marra sallallahu alayhi biha ashar. Each time you make salawat, Allah will reward you 10 times. That's why salawat upon the Prophet is also very important. But not to worship him. Please remember, making salawat to the Prophet is very different, like how people honor the other prophets. To the extent they worship him, we don't worship Muhammad. That's why the Prophet forbid people to make any kind of entertainment, yeah, when they come to his grave, because then it's like you're worshipping me. Just give salam and move. Yeah. And that is the only grave until today that you have very good caretaker that make sure that nobody do nonsense. You have to move. May Allah bless us, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Any question from the brother side? Brother, or back to the sisters. Yeah, the same thing. Any vacant house, there is a caretaker. Just give, to have peace that you are coming in here with good intention. Yeah, any empty house you want to go, give salamu alayka. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin. You remember, empty house, they got people. The other spirit is inside. We Muslims believe in that. We honor. Yeah. Area like that, sometimes we have to honor, show some respect. And the last question from brothers? Brothers, no question. Back to the sisters. And last question from the sisters. Monday. Oh, that means no question. Yeah. Coming up soon, inshallah. Maybe the coming Wednesday the class is off again. Yeah, there will be traveling. Yeah. Going. Number one, we are going to Philippines on this Friday. Zamboanga for our conference there, and Manila. Yeah, this is what is on, but the other one later on, I'll be traveling for other courses. So whoever, I forgot to inform you about the Manila. Manila is not a bad one. So. But it's not too late if anybody want to follow. We are leaving on Friday. I will remember that again in the future to alert some of us whether anybody would like to follow our da'wah trip, inshallah. Yeah. Well, Philippines is quite fast because we are going and back on Monday, and then I'm going out on Tuesday again. This month, towards the end of the year, there will be a lot of activities abroad. Yeah? Then we have a China trip, but China trip they don't allow other people to follow. This is a special kind of in-house discussion, and yeah, there are few things. Umrah, inshallah, we are going for Umrah, probably December, early December. Yeah. So I forgot the date, yeah, but it should be, if I'm going, it will end at maybe from the 3rd or 4th of December to the 14th of December, because I should be back. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one, the Umrah, if everything goes smoothly, is with the MKM, inshallah. No, this one is this, and the youth camp. These are the youth camp for the youth camp program, the December one. Anybody who don't have children and you want to sponsor, let us know. Yeah, because this is how we help the next generation to be more grateful to Allah, to be more proud to have the Islamic identity, yeah, to themselves. They should be proud to be a Muslim. And this year, I think there's a lot of Japanese participants coming in because they are having this second generation problem. Yeah? And the younger generation seems to have a problem in identifying themselves as a Muslim, yeah, because of the problem the first generation have brought to them. Because we are so strict with our culture and everything, so make the children feel, I don't think Islam is practical for me. So the best thing for me to do, I don't call myself a Muslim. So when we were in Japan, we are trying to make them proud of themselves. It helps, but they need more time for us to engage with the younger generation. So this is a way that we do think. Anybody who have their grandchildren, their children aged 12 above, they can send. If they can't, and then they want to sponsor somebody, just let us know. Then the more we receive, then the more we can help other people, inshallah. Yeah? Our way of doing da'wah sometimes, brother and sister, our camp is not only for Muslim, anybody who want to join, so we insert the Islamic value. Our da'wah is mostly through welfare activities, you know, and then we get people closer to Islam. Yeah? That's how we do our da'wah. It's not purely go out and talk about Islam, you know. When we don't help them to overcome their problem, family problem, children's problem, that's how we come in, inshallah. So may Allah help us, and may Allah guide all of us, give us the spirit to fear Allah first and to love Allah first. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. We have a special kind of honey here. Honey for cough, those who have cough problem. Honey with mint, yeah? It costs you just about 36 ringgit. Yeah? It's inside the house if anybody like to purchase. Something that we recommend, thing that people recommend to us, it worked for us, so we also recommend to others, inshallah. Yeah? So see you again, not next Wednesday, after that, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.